Alright, good afternoon everybody. Happy Monday and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today, as you can see, an Airbus A320neo in Air France colors as we are in Milan, Italy, heading to Paris Charles de Gaulle International Airport in Paris, France. As you can see, the time right now, it is approaching sunset rather quickly. So it's going to be a couple of night flights this afternoon. Our second leg is definitely going to be takeoff and landing at night for sure. Nothing's turned on in the cockpit yet, nothing's activated. We need to do a complete startup here. I figured that would be cool this nice Monday afternoon. Welcome to all who are watching right now. Thank you for joining me. You can see the luggage is getting loaded onto the airplane there, so we got to get inside and get everything all set to go. First thing we're going to do is we're going to look down here to our fly pad. We are going to turn this on and get this all loaded. While that's doing its thing, we'll come up here and we will turn on the external power switch to get everything going inside the airplane, and then batteries 1 and 2 will both come into the on position. We'll come up here and turn our crew supply oxygen into the on position. Our emergency exit lights switches come into the on position. No smoking light comes on. Nav light comes on, and the beacon lights come on. Perfect. Everything is looking good. Fuel pumps all stay off for now as well. Coming up here, we need to go over to our ADERS here. It's position 1 comes on first, then 2, and then 3. Alright, everything's looking good there. Let's get our lights turned on, get everything lit up in the cockpit here so we can see everything. Get our overhead lights, integrated lights turned on. Get our dome lights set to dim. Hey mother, how are you? Thank you for being here as always. Really appreciate it. Coming down here now, and let's get our screens, give them some brightness. There we go. It's a little bit dark, so I believe this is going to be our first more towards nighttime flight that we've done. I know when we were in Japan, it was early morning, but that's not quite the same thing here. Come over here to our autopilot panel, turn on the brightness for all of that, and come down here, turn on the floodlights for the main panel as well as the integrated lights for those, so we should be lit up like a Christmas tree, which we are. Coming over here to the fly pad, we need to get our sim brief data imported, so let's go ahead and click that on. Alright, the sim brief data has been imported, which is perfect. Oops. Alright, coming down here now, we can start messing with our MICDO, or our FMC, whatever you'd like to call it. First thing we need to do is come over here to our init reference page. We're going to click init ref, just to get, or init request rather, just to get our flight plan information loaded in, which it has now. Uplink insert in progress, airway waypoint mismatch, so we're going to have to take a look at that, clear that out of there. Coming over here to our IRS initiation, just make sure that it's all looking good, which it is. Perfect. Coming back now. Let's go take a look at that flight plan and see exactly what they're talking about probably a discontinuity down here somewhere. Yep, there it is. We'll just clear that out of there. Another one's probably going to form as we load our arrivals and departures in, so we'll just keep a close eye on that. First thing we're going to want to do first, actually, is we're going to come over here to our MCDU menu, and we are going to get our passengers all loaded on board. They load instantly, so as soon as I hit this OFP request, it's going to grab all of the cargo information, zero fuel weight on all of that, and the percentage and how much cargo is in the hold, as well as our passengers. It'll take it from our SimBrief flight plan and put it right into the computer. As soon as we hit OFP request, there we go. You see we have 174 passengers in total, with 9.6, that's 9,600 pounds of cargo to go into the airplane. And as soon as we hit boarding start, it's instant. Everything gets loaded in now. We're all good to go with the passengers, so we are all loaded. The only thing we need to do now is get our fuel loaded in, which means we got to come over here and go to our fuel panel, and you'll see this little button right here, fill block fuel from SimBrief. This is an awesome little tool. You just click on that. You can see it gives us our fuel from our SimBrief flight plan, and if we hit the fuel button, we've been refueled now. Perfect. 14,912 pounds total at the top. Looking good. That is all set to go. We'll keep our EFB open there just in case I need to look over at it for any reason. But next thing we have to do is just calculate or put our arrival and our departure into the McDo, and then calculate our performance, and then we will be ready to push. So we'll come over here and we will go to flight plan, come over to our departure airport, click on departure. This is having us leave on runway 36 today, so we'll select runway 36 on the Abe's I-7B departure. We have the Abe's B, you know, but I'm not going to do that. We're just going to do a direct departure out of here. Let's get rid of that discontinuity, and then our arrival into Charles de Gaulle. Come up here, we need runway 27 right on the ILS. There it is, runway 27 right. We are going in via the Tinel 9W. Tinel 9W. Oops. There it is. Perfect. Let's search for the transition here and just see if we have what we need. Which it does. Perfect. Insert that in. Alright, looking good. Let's go back to our flight plan and just check everything out. Make sure there's no discontinuities. There might be one here on the bottom. Yep, just as I thought. Clear out that discontinuity. Alright, and now what we'll do is we will just take a look at our flight plan in our computer here. We'll bring this over to plan and then come down here and zoom out a little bit so we can see. If it's a little tough to see my screen right here with our flight plan information in there, I apologize ahead of time. This is just the maximum view based on my distance to my monitor that I can see what I'm doing and read everything on these screens appropriately. So going through, we're going to just make sure all of our routing looks good, make sure that nothing funky is going on, you know, making sure that nothing looks weird, no bizarre turns or circles or anything stupid like that, you know. Just coming through, making sure everything's looking good for a straight on arrival. We should be going straight into 27 right here. And there we go. Perfect. Flight plan is looking absolutely perfect. Bring this back up into the ARC page. We are ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. Departing runway 6. Let's get our VFR map up here just so we can see exactly where runway 30 is. Let's see, runway 30, that's runway 18, which means 30's got to be on the other side. Only a single strip runway here, which is actually pretty funny. Runway 36, there it is. Which means we're going to push back from the gate to our left, and then just follow that only taxiway straight to the departure runway. You can't mess that up, huh? So we'll bring up our pushback tool now. We'll get our pushback all calculated and click on pre-planned pushback. And then we'll be ready to go. So we'll put her to like here. And then back, right back here, so we can have plenty of distance to enter in on that. To come out here, we need to get our APU first fired up before we do anything else. So we'll get a fuel pump on for the APU. APU master start switch comes into the on position, and we will click on start. In the meantime, we can jump outside and tell our baggage loader to take a hike. There you go, away he goes now. Perfect. Not sure how they were loading that baggage with the way that baggage tug is shoved right underneath the... Actually, no, wait, never mind. I'm looking at it from the wrong direction. We can hear our APU starting now. We can jump back in the airplane and take a look at the bottom here. You can see that the APU is starting to spool up. As soon as that reaches 100%, the APU gen will trigger automatically. You'll hear it click. APU available. Is our APU generator not on? Our APU generator is in the on position. We'll turn on the APU bleed now as well. External power can come off. You just heard that click off, and we will tell the power truck to leave as well. We'll tell the jetway to get back, and we will start the pushback as well. Seatbelt sign comes on now as we are going to be pushing back right away. Ooh, we never did our performance. Oopsies. Trying to be fast. Flaps to 1, flexing at 35 degrees as always. 1, rotate, excellent, looking good.
Okay, sir, the bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed and all ground equipment is removed.
We are cleared for start and push.
Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake.
Lock our flight deck door there. Whoopsies. Release the parking brake.
Parking brakes are released.
Engine selector switches comes over to the right.
You can start the engines in sequence.
Yeah, we'll start in the sequence.
Alright, we'll start engine number 2. Keep it all in the cockpit today. Look right here our engine instruments and watch them start to spin. N2 rotation is coming up now. And 1 is starting to rise as well. Once that hits 25% on the N2 percentage, you will hear the engines come to life as fuel is introduced. Alright, successful start on engine number 2. Let it stabilize a little bit more before we initiate the start lever for engine number 1. Pushback is ongoing. Alright, perfect. We'll go over here and engage starter number 1 as well. And we'll take a look up and observe that the engine starts okay. N2 is rising. N1 is now starting to rise as well. When that hits 25%, you will hear the engine come to life as fuel gets introduced automatically.
Okay, pushback completed. Please
Alright.
use your parking brake.
Setting our parking brake for the pushback
Parking
tug.
brake set.
Coming up here now, we are going to turn our taxi lights on and our runway turnoffs on. Our strobes will come into the auto position. Everything's looking good there. Seatbelt sign is on, no smoking. Light sign is on. Emergency exit lights are armed. Okay. Everything is looking pretty good. As soon as we see our generator for engine 1 click off here, which means that fault light is going to distinguish, we can turn off the APU, turn off the APU bleed. There it goes. APU bleed comes off now. APU master switch now comes off. And if we come down here to our master start ignition lever, that comes into normal. You can hear the airflow start to come back into the cockpit. We'll just wait for that. There it goes. Okay. Excellent. Flaps are going to go to notch number 1. If we look down here at our flap lever, notch number 1. Watch the flaps come down here. Alright, there we go. The flaps are down. We'll do a flight controls test now. Full right aileron. Looking good. Full left aileron. Looking good. Full rearward rudder. Looking good. Full forward rudder. Looking good. And then left. Oops, hold on. There we go. Right rudder. And left rudder. Alright, looking good. Everything is set to go. We are ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get on out of here and let's head to Paris, shall we? Parking brake coming off. The airplane is going to start to roll on its own. Don't even need to give it any power to help it, but we might hear coming right up to this turn. So let's push our levers forward just a little bit and give the airplane a little bit of help. Alright, heading towards runway 36 for a departure out of Milan, Italy for Paris, France, Charles de Gaulle. Hope everybody's having a fantastic afternoon. Hope everybody had a great Monday. Just want to remind everybody, if you see in the upper top left-hand corner, if you have an Instagram, please feel free to follow me. It is at FlyWithMB with underscores in between the words. I greatly appreciate that. That's another place you can get any updates about my live stream schedule if anything comes up. Alright, now that we are on our way out to the runway, we can start our taxi checklist now, which means we'll come over here, we'll get our auto brake set to the max position. There we go, auto brake set to the max position. Slow us up just a little bit going through this turn here. Continue our taxi checks after we complete this turn. All right, looking good. Cabin will come up here. We will check the crew. There we go. Cabin crew has been checked. And then we will come down here and arm these spoilers. Alright. The only thing we have to do is test our takeoff configuration, but we can do that once we get closer to the runway. And we can do a turn and burn out of Milan for Paris, France. Charles de Gaulle International, as it would be. Now, obviously, I don't have it set to local time right now, following real time, just because I wanted to take off in the sunset. So right now, I have the simulator set. It's probably about 6 p.m. or maybe a little bit later than that, probably more like 20 past 6 p.m. in Milan right now. Obviously, I wasn't going to follow the real time for this flight, just because if I did, it would be, you know, approaching midnight. And I wanted to have a nice sunset departure, so I'm sure nobody watching will mind. Just letting everybody know in case somebody joins and says, "Oh, it's nighttime in Italy." Like, I know. Figured we'd have one daylight leg and then one nighttime leg. A lengthy runway to taxi down, huh? Alright, I think we can come down here and start to test our takeoff configuration. There we go. Everything looks normal on the takeoff config. Excellent. We'll come up here as well. We will turn our landing lights into the on position. Our nose lights will go to takeoff. Runway turn offs will come off and strobes will go on. We are ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. Just need to get our cruising altitude plugged in. 38,000 feet is our cruising altitude for this first leg. Total flight time is 1 hour and 5 minutes. Slow down just a little bit for our turn there. We're doing over 30 knots on the ground, which is a little excessive. But enjoy the departure, everybody. We're turning and burning. As we start to turn onto the runway, power lever is coming up to 40%. Alright, engines are stable into flex. V1, rotate. Positive rate of climb, you're up. Alright, levers come down to climb. Lowering the nose. Alright, what an awesome departure out of Milan. Get the brightness on these screens turned up just a tad bit more. There we go. Alright, looking good on that takeoff. Lovely Italy below us. Nice takeoff. Those clouds though, oh yes. Looking absolutely cool. We haven't really done a flight in this time of day before, so should be really good. Alright, flaps are coming clean now. We're going to take the autopilot up to about 6,000 feet. Take manual control up to about 6,000 feet or so. Sun is going down in Milan. Look at all the architecture down there. Alright, there goes 6,000 feet. Autopilot is getting switched on. Go into standard mode. Alright, excellent. Wait until you see the nighttime lighting in the cities. Turn the game volume down just a smidge. Alright, just past 10,000 feet, which means we need to go inside the flight deck, and we need to turn our landing lights off. There we go, retract both of those, and our nose lights come off as well. Everything else is looking good. Just need to get a little bit more floodlight turned on, I feel, in here. Are you getting this? If I touch my screen, it pauses it, stupid thing. Yep, I'm getting it. Climbing up to 38,000 feet for this first leg to Paris. Paris at night. Planned this perfectly. Mountains are appearing below us. Look at that scenery, huh? Wow. That's all I'm gonna say about what's coming up now. Holy Toledo. The mountains in the haze. Fantastic. Looking at the other side now, with the sunlight hitting the tops of the mountains out there, you can see they're starting to be snow covered. Leg number 2, I'll remind everybody, is Zurich, Switzerland. Wow is right beautiful. Oh yeah. Especially the snow now on the mountains you're starting to see. As those peaks are probably 15,000 feet. Go back in the flight deck, just make sure everything looks okay. Look at the view from up here, though. From the very front of the airplane. Absolutely stunning. Alright, we'll turn down the volume a little bit of the game and get us outside so we can see the exterior. Looks absolutely fantastic. So cool. Everything's looking good. We are still on track. If we come down here and we take a look at our flight progress, 344 miles away. Looks like we are scheduled to arrive in under an hour now. Looks like it's about 46 minutes or so, 45 minutes or so. So, yeah, it's not long at all. We're getting pushed by a little bit of a tailwind here. Just slight tailwind. Either way, it's giving us a little boost. The mountains are incredible. I never realized how many there were. My home was in the mountains, so majestic. I love it. Absolutely. These are mountains for sure. There we go. Another shot for you. Look at the wing flex as we go through some turbulence here. The scenery is just absolutely crazy, like how real that looks. And we'll check out the other side. Again, just the mountains, the depth that the mountains have is just unlike anything else I've seen. Oops. Ignore that. Didn't mean to click on that. Back up into the flight deck now. Oof. Incredible is all I have to say. Alright, I'm just going to remind everybody to please remember to like and share this stream. We are currently sitting at 22 subscribers. Please hit that subscribe button if you're new here. Please consider subscribing. I'm not going to force you to, obviously, but you will be able to see content just like this. I try to make my flights visually as pleasing as possible, and this one, my friends, is an absolute banger. Now, the next flight is going to be definitely at night. We are arriving in Paris at night. I didn't really think that through. I mean, honestly, what I probably should have done is I probably should have done, you know, like Zurich, however you want to say it, to Paris, and then Paris to Milan. So we would have had to trade off a couple pieces of scenery anyway. But, you know, it's alright. This is still perfectly fine, and landing in nighttime to Paris is just going to be even better. So anyways, please like this video or stream if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you'll be notified of whenever I go live. Would greatly appreciate it. Our goal is 25 subscribers by August 1st. We have 6 more days to complete that goal, and I am more than confident that we'll be able to as well. Also, just want to remind everybody up here, you can see to follow my Instagram. You can see there at FlyWithMB on Instagram. Follow me. I'm always posting about Flight Simulator. Get any updates about my streams if I need to postpone anything. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram. You will be notified there. Head back into the flight deck now. Coming up right above a ginormous cloud layer. Goodbye, mountain scenery. That's it for now. Make a big turn here. If I hit the 25 subscriber goal, I will be a doing a special celebratory stream that Sunday. Is that when, is Sunday the 1st? What date is Sunday? You have 6 days to go. Yeah, Sunday. If we hit our goal, I will be throwing up a special stream, an extended stream. We'll do a long haul if we hit the goal. Not sure what that long haul is yet. I was thinking Seattle, Washington to Anchorage, Alaska, in a 787, perhaps a 747, perhaps even an A320. Not sure yet. If you have an aircraft suggestion for that flight, you can let me know. Throw it in the live chat. Message me on Instagram if you decide to follow. Oh, mountains are back. Let's get back in the flight deck here and just make sure everything's looking okay. We have a headwind now hitting us, so if we come back down here, it still has us coming in probably another 40 minutes on the nose, actually, so, or 30 minutes, no, 40 minutes now on the nose. So, we'll see. We calculate our top of descent now. See what flight level they want us at here as we get on. 5,000 is looking like the goal. That sounds good to me. We'll come over here and come to our calculator real quick. Landing, nope, we don't need that. We need sync, target altitude, 5,000. Angle, no. Vertical speed, 2,000 feet per minute. I always, like I said, I always buff this number here. I know it says 102. It's going to keep increasing as we get higher in altitude, but I don't like to follow this right here. I always kind of feel like this way undershoots it, and I always end up being a little bit too high. But, you know, we'll see. Put on your sunshades, ladies and gentlemen. That sun is beaming us in the face like no one's business. Alright, I think it's safe. We can turn off the fasten seatbelt sign now for everybody. Come up here, turn off that fasten seatbelt sign. We are only 1,400 feet away from the top of our ascent. We'll come outside the airplane again, turn the audio down, of course, so we don't go deaf. And we will turn some tunes on as well. Adjust our volume there just a little bit so we can be comfortable. On our way to Paris. We have reached our cruising altitude of 38,000 feet on our way to Paris, and just look at the clouds below us with the mountains coming in off the right as well. Absolutely fabulous, fabulous views today on our way to Paris from Milan, Italy. The more and more that I fly the simulator, honestly, the more and more I am impressed with it. It's just, can't wait for what the future brings as well. Hop back inside for a little bit, check out the views from in here as well, looking straight down as if we were a passenger. So what did everybody have for dinner tonight? Anything good? We did a simple meal, kielbasa. Always love my kielbasa. Alright, we need to jump back into the flight deck real quick and just get a look at our flight. Make sure everything is looking good. Come down here and see. 204 miles to go. Looks like we are 2 minutes later than expected now. Come over here. This wants us at 106 miles before our destination. We can start descending. I'm going to make that about 115. Just so I can make sure that we are down and low soon enough. Always a good view from the flight deck as well. And if you were the pilot on the airplane, this is the view that you would be expected to see on your way from Milan to Paris. So it's absolutely cool to get this view as well. Just because if I was an actual pilot, this is where I would be sitting, and I would not be sitting with the passengers. So still always cool to get this view. Always enjoy this one. So we'll keep it here for a little bit. Just about reaching the halfway point on this flight. We will start descending very shortly, probably about another 10 minutes or 5 minutes or so. So bear with me, everyone, as we get down to Paris. It should be an absolutely perfect arrival, just sunset. Going into Paris should be really cool. Thank you to all who are watching so far. Really appreciate that. Really, really do. Thank you. Means a lot to me. Just did a little audio test there and saw that my mic volume got turned down on accident. Sorry about that. It was a little low, but I still think everybody could hear me. Hopefully this is a little bit better. Oh, yep, I can just tell. Maybe a little bit too loud. I know I've asked already, but did everybody have a good Monday? I had a pretty good Monday. Hoping everybody did as well. Mondays are important. Good Mondays are important. Start the week off right. Always a good thing. Yes, got things done. Even swam for an hour. Awesome. Happy you are enjoying the pool for sure. Enter destination data. Alright, need to enter in our destination data, so let's go over here and get our weather for Paris. Looks like right here. Temperature 19 degrees, air pressure 30.03. Alright, so we'll start with that. Air pressure 30.03. Oops, Performance, next phase. There we go. 30.03 on the QNH. Temperature looks like is 19 degrees Celsius. We'll enter that in. Wind coming in at 300 degrees at 6 knots. So we'll go 300/6. Alright, good. Approach speed is 135, transition altitude 6,000. Alright. Should be a really, really good approach into Charles de Gaulle as well. Get back to our flight plan page here. 159 miles until Paris. Probably be out another 23 minutes. We are losing time here just because we have a headwind. You can see right here, 49 knot headwind, which is pushing our speed back a little bit to 411 knots on the ground speed, now 410. You can see our total airspeed is 451, so if we were to have no headwind right now, we'd be at 451, 452 knots, so you know, we're losing a pretty good chunk of speed there. But no worries, no big deal at all. Alright, we will start our descent in about another 14 nautical miles. Sorry about that, just had a coughing attack. Still having a lingering cough from my cold, but it is time to start our descent, so down to 5,000 feet we go. Get managed speed mode in as well. There we go. Starting our descent now, down into Paris, everybody. We should be getting some severe thunderstorms in our area here soon. It is not looking pretty outside. The heat lately has just been, oof, something god-awful. You know, it's not even the enjoyable heat. You know, I'm not one to complain about the heat usually, but this heat outside, and it was windy too. You know, it's so windy the past few days, so when that dry heat is blowing you in the face, you may as well have a hairdryer being forced into your eyeballs. Because that's exactly what it feels like. Go ahead and look at the weather expectations for Charles de Gaulle. Current weather in Paris is 64 degrees Fahrenheit, winds coming in from 300 degrees at 6 knots like we said before. Visibility is 6¼ miles and greater. Just taking a look at to get some more information about our cloud layers, that would be excellent. Ceiling none, it looks like we're clear. I don't think we have any clouds in the vicinity. That's cool. Very, very cool. It's thundering here. Uh-oh, there we go. That's gonna be us soon. And they said the severity of the storms could be pretty severe to the point of, might get some threat of a tornado or two. keep going back in and out of the cockpit just to make sure that we are staying on track. Particularly with our descent rate. That's the only thing I'm really worried about. The beautiful landscape below us of France coming into view as we descend into Paris. Get a view outside again. There we go. In our beautiful Air France Airbus A320neo. We will be landing in Paris in about 20 minutes. Maybe 15. And then from there we will restart the simulator, get everything reloaded because we are going to Switzerland after that. We are going to Zurich after we land in Paris. And that will be a nighttime arrival for sure. We are getting a sunset arrival as it is now going into Paris, which is really cool. We can flip the view around the other side. There we go. The sun is coming down as I mentioned. Still doing really well on our descent. Let's get back in the flight deck here and just make sure that we are good and on track still. 66 nautical miles away from Paris, descending down below 24,000 feet currently. We are a little bit fast, so we're just going to put some speed brake on there for us. Make sure that we can slow down nicely. Get a good view of those speed brakes up now on top of the wings. 51 miles to go, just passing below 19,000 feet. Forty-three miles to go. Alright, music is coming down, everybody, and the game audio is coming back up for our arrival into Paris. Take a look down at our McDo. Looks like we're 32 miles away. Looks like we were arriving in another about 7 minutes, everybody. Alright, just about to pass through 10,000 feet. That means we come up here, we need to turn our landing lights into the on position, along with our takeoff lights on the nose. See the landing lights there illuminating the wing. and turning left to line up with our runway now at Charles de Gaulle. Flaps coming down to 1. Get our replay recording started. Flaps 2. Landing gear coming down as well. Everybody enjoy the arrival into Paris.
$2,500.
Flaps full. Alrighty, here we go. Into Charles de Gaulle. My control at 1,000 above. Look at that sunset coming just over the nose there of our airplane.
$1,000.
1,000, my control.
500. 400. 300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10. 5.
Welcome to Paris, everybody. Taking the high-speed turn off to the left. All right. Welcome to Paris. Go ahead and get the replay started for everyone. Put our parking brake on first. Stop that replay. Play. Pause that. Get our camera a little bit farther ahead. Of course, our spoilers are up. Oh my god, I can't stand that. Alright, bear with me a moment then. Have to come down here and
2,500.
retract our spoiler. Spoilers are down? Yes. Okay. Now we hit play. Now we can go forward. Mute that. Start our camera track recording. There we go. Awesome job, thank you. Alright, there we go, and we will get another camera angle now. Stop the camera recording. Pause this. Go backwards to here. Hit play. Camera track recording again, and jump over to the other side. Alright. We can stop our recording right there. Stop our camera track recording. Get us up here. Hit stop on that. Get back into the flight deck now. Release our parking brake. Flaps can come forward. Spoilers can come forward. Coming up top, landing lights can come into the off position, as well as our taxi light just goes into taxi. Alright, looking good as well. APU bleed can come on. Master start switch for the APU comes on, and we can hit start on the APU. Alright. Let's head to the gate, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Paris. Next leg of our journey is taking us to Zurich, Switzerland. Switzerland. It's where we are headed next, so stay tuned, everyone. Just get an idea of where we should park here. Big airport. This airport is absolutely massive. So we just need to figure out exactly where we should go and park. I'm thinking it's going to be up in front of us, up to the left up here. We'll see. What do we got down here? That just looks like storage for planes on the ground needing maintenance. So, yep, up and to the left here looks good. I see a couple of Air France tails over there. We'll go join our friends over there, even though those are probably gates meant for heavies, but we will infringe. With that sun coming down, nighttime departure out of Paris, everyone. Yes, sir. Oh. Ooh, our frame rate. Rest in peace, our frame rate. These are definitely gates meant for heavies, but that's no big deal. We will happily take one of these spots. Sharp left-hand turn here. Continue on to the right. Go take this gate right here. There we go. Going to a stop. Parking brake comes on. Come up top. Make sure APU is started, which it is. Come back down here. Both engines 2, and then 1 come into the off position. Welcome to Paris, France, everybody, on this beautiful Monday afternoon. There we go. Get everything hooked up to the airplane now that we have stopped. You can hear our engines winding down there. To get our baggage containers on the way. Get our power truck connected. And alright, jump back inside the cockpit here. We'll come up here, our taxi lights will come off. Our strobe lights will come into the auto position as well. Nav and logo lights can stay where they are. Seatbelt signs can come off. Fuel pumps are also going to come off. We don't need those anymore. External power is available. Click on the external power. APU bleed comes off, and master starter switch for the APU comes off as well. Alright, excellent. That is going to do it for the first leg, everybody. I will be right back. I will reload the simulator, and then we will get ready to go to Zurich. Looking forward to seeing everybody on the next leg of our journey. Grab a drink, stretch your legs, and come join me in about 5 to 10 minutes. I will be right back. Alright everybody, welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Here we are sitting in Paris de Gaulle, or at Paris de Gaulle International Airport I should say. You can see the tug is just getting ready to connect everything to the airplane there and get the baggage loaded. Flight plan's already in the system, fuel is already loaded, passengers have already started boarding. The only thing we have to do now is go in and enter in our departure and our arrival information into the FMC, and then we can get on our way out of Paris. Alright, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump inside the cockpit here and get everything ready to go for our departure. Just need to pull up something else on my other screen over here. Our routing information. Just for our departures. Okay. We are departing runway 27 left, so come down here. Go to departure. 27 left. Perfect, there it is, and we are taking the Bulby 4D departure. I don't mean to laugh at that like a child, but we have the Bulby 5A, so I guess we're just going to take that one. And then it looks like we are going direct to Bulby from there. So let's see where our SIDs are, or transition rather. No option for a transition? Okay, apparently not. So we'll take that straight out of there, looking good. And now our arrival into Zurich is going to be on runway 34. So we will select ILS, hopefully it's an ILS, there it is. ILS 34 here, coming in on the BLM 2G. We have the 3G there, not the 2G, but we'll take that anyway, the 3G, via the BLM transition. So we don't have the option for that either, huh? Alright, no big deal. We will just insert that. Perfect. Now let's go through our flight plan as well, just to make sure that all looks right. Put that into plan. Zoom it out a little bit as well, just a little bit more. There we go. Our departure is looking good so far from this zoom. Just go along the flight plan here and make sure nothing looks weird. There's one. There's a discontinuity right there. We got to get rid of that. Go. Get rid of the discontinuity. That should continue us on, which it did. Perfect. Let's keep going. There's another discontinuity right here. Let's clear that out of there as well. And our turn right on to runway 34 in Zurich. Alright, looking good. Looking really good. Have no fears there whatsoever. Alright. Perfect. Looking good. I just wanted to clean that up just a little bit, just to make sure we had everything good on our end there, which we do. Alright. Perfect. Get that back to ARC. Let's calculate our performance now. Come in here. Flaps will be 1. Flex to temperature will be 35. Alright. V1, 133. V rotate 134. And 138 on V2. Looking good there. Performance is calculated. Everything else should be good to go. Let's just get our cruising altitude of 330 plugged into our autopilot over here. There we go, 330. We are good. We are going to start the APU now. We're going to come up here and turn on the APU master start switch. Get that going, turn on a fuel pump, and then hit the start button on the APU. We will also turn our beacon lights on and our seatbelts lights on as well, just to let everybody know in the cabin that we are getting ready to go and we can take a trip outside as the APU fires up. Need to switch our dispatch information, LFPG here, continuing on to LSZH for Zurich Airport. Hit OK, so that should be updated now, which it is. Excellent. Hear the APU coming to life. Now we can tell the grounds crewman there with the baggage loaders to take off. He doesn't need to be there anymore. Away he goes. Alright, the APU is started, which means we don't need the power unit either. So tell him to take off as well. Get back inside and turn external power off. And now our APU bleed can come on as well. Alright, perfect. We are ready to push back now and get everything ready to go. So let's come up here to our pushback tool and let's pre-plan everything. Pre-plan our pushback. There it is. Runway 27 left, which is behind us. Before we do that, I just needed to look at the VFR map, forgetting that. 27 left, which is right here. Alright, that's quite the long taxi. Well, not really. Not really. We can back out to our, either our right or our left, doesn't really matter, but we're going to choose our left. Back out to our left, take a right, follow this taxiway there, take a right at the top, follow that all the way down, and there is our runway. So we'll have no problem getting there. Not a very bad taxi at all. Out to our left on the pushback. Go bring us here, swing us around. Like so. Get us pushed back a decent amount as well. Alright, that'll work perfectly fine. Enter that in. Let's get him hooked up to the airplane.
This is ground. Stand by.
Get a wing view. Nighttime departure out of Paris, everybody, for Zurich in Switzerland.
Okay, sir. The bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed and all ground equipment is removed.
We are cleared for start and push.
Okay, cleared for push start.
Cleared for push start, which means we're going to bring this over to ignition. Parking brake is going to get released. We will come over to the wing view and listen to engine number 2 fire
We'll
up.
start in the sequence.
Alright, sounds like we have a good start of engine number 2. As we continue our pushback, let's hop back over to the engine view. hop over to engine number 1, start her up, engine lever going to the start position.
Okay, pushback completed. Please set your parking brake.
Parking brake
Parking
set.
brake set.
Ground. Startup is complete. You may
Alright,
disconnect.
let's get back inside the
Roger.
cockpit
Engine
here.
start. Clear it to disconnect.
Oh my god, we're parked on like an angle. Look,
Have a good flight.
look at this.
Visual.
Charles de
Thank you
Gaulle.
and
Look at all
goodbye.
the weird bumps right there. That's something. That is. Even the pushback truck's freaking out. Look at him. Let's watch him drive over the the bumps. Oh god, man, nothing ceases to amaze me anymore. Anyways, taxi lights coming on, runway turnoffs coming on as well. Strobes will come into the auto position. There we go. We can hear our air coming back in. APU bleed comes off, and APU master starter switch comes into the off position. Everything's looking good there. Flight controls now will come down here and test. Aileron full right, aileron full left, full rear elevator, full forward elevator. Left rudder, oops. Left rudder, right rudder. Alright, everything's looking good there. Let's pop out to the wing view and put our flaps down. Alright, flaps are down, looking good. Alright, well this is going to be interesting taxiing out of here now, that's for sure. But we are good to go, so we're going to release our parking brake and the airplane should start rolling on its own. At least I for sure hope it's going to with the angle that we're on here. There we go. Like I said, we are going to take this first right-hand turn right here in front of us. Oh, jeez. Going over the harsh terrain of Charles de Gaulle, apparently. At least it turns flat over here. Who do I have in here with me? Chat is being awfully silent. Quiet one today. We're going to follow this straight all the way down and take our second left that we come to. Well, technically third. And while we make our way there, let's go ahead and complete our taxi checklist now. We'll come over here and turn our auto brake to maximum, which is good. The cabin crew will come up top and give them an alert, tell them to get settled. There we go, just make sure we're staying straight here, make sure our speed isn't getting anything too out of control, which it isn't. We'll come down here, we will arm our spoiler. And now the only thing we have to do now is test our takeoff configuration, but we're not going to do that until we get a lot closer to the runway. There's a terminal there. Beautiful looking terminal. Look at that, modern, realistic. Looks like something out of War of the Worlds or something. Or it looks like the building in Men in Black inside with the weird ovals. just missed our turn. Was playing around with the fucking FS realistic controls. No big deal. We can make a big circle here. That turn came up quick. Holy cow. It's alright, no big deal. It happens, everybody. That's what happens when your pilot's not paying attention. Let's get a cool view of an A350 right here. It's a nice airplane. Nice A350. Follow this straight now, and this will take us right to our runway. Beautiful sunset. Oh, yes it is. We're going to do a takeoff replay as well. Not something we've done yet, but as we start to approach the runway, we can now turn on our landing lights, get those on. Nose light comes to take off, runway turnoffs come off. Strobes are going to come on. And test our takeoff configuration down here. We have a normal takeoff configuration, no alerts or whistles. Let's get on out of Paris, everybody, down to Zurich, Switzerland. Just wanted to advise everybody as well, the stream on Friday, we'll have to see what time we are going to start that. It might be a little later than normal. I just have to go grab my haircut, actually. So that's happening on Friday afternoon, so I'll let everybody know. Follow me on my Instagram. You will see whenever I might have to reschedule a stream or do something a little bit differently. It's a nice handy tool for everyone. Take our next right, and that's our runway right there. So let's start our replay now so we can replay it like we're taxiing on the taxiway. We will do 2 views of the takeoff. Thank you everybody for spending your Monday evenings with me. I know that Mondays are usually people's nights to just relax, which is what I'm doing right now. This is relaxing for me. I absolutely love doing this for everybody, so thank you for all who join. Alright, our runway is just up here, everybody. Let's get out of Paris and let's go to Zurich, Switzerland. Everybody enjoy the departure as it is for now. Like I said, we will be doing a replay of the departure as well. Just so you can, hear the sounds and how they're different when it comes to departing on the inside of the airplane, more in the cabin. Oh dear God, big hump in the road right there. It's gonna look silly. But all right, everybody enjoy the departure. We're turning and burning. Let's start our throttles up to 40%. Alright, throttle stable up to flex. positive rate of climb. Gear up. Absolutely rocket shipping out of here. Do a little left-hand turn just to keep us on track. Right, come back over. Beautiful. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's stop our replay recording. Go ahead and hit play. On the timeline controls, there we go. Go to camera track recording. And let's get this view first. Replay of the takeoff, everybody. Turn your volume up to get a good sound on the interior of this Airbus A320neo as we depart out of Paris. That big hill just placed randomly in the taxiway. Alright, turning onto the runway now. Our throttles should start to come up. You can start to hear them. Camera back down here, we'll get a different view of our departure. Oh, that looks good. We'll get this angle this time around. Everybody enjoy. really cool. Let's get back in the cabin now. Or in the flight deck, rather. Let's continue our departure. Alright, levers come to climb. Lowering our nose. Standard altitude mode comes on. Alright, let's get our autopilot turned on. Flaps coming forward. There's our departure runway right behind us there. There is Charles de Gaulle. There's the Eiffel Tower way out there. Come on, Wing, get out of the way. There it is. See the Eiffel Tower all the way out there, everybody. So very cool. I mean, it's a little dot from here, but it's the Eiffel Tower nonetheless. Get inside the flight deck, making sure that we are still looking good on everything here, which we are. Brake fan, okay. Nightlife of France. So cool with the lights, yeah, isn't it? Flight time for this one is 51 minutes. About 20 minutes shorter than the last. Maybe we'll get the hookup with a little tailwind. That would be nice. Not a headwind like we had last time. That slowed us down a little bit. We're above 10,000, which means we're going to come up here and turn our landing lights both off, as well as our taxi lights both to the off position. All right. Alright everybody, I'm going to take a 2-second break. I have to go to the little boys' room. So everybody enjoy the climb out to 32,000 feet. I'm on our way to Zurich, Switzerland. Be right back. I have returned. Alright, looking good on our way to Switzerland, everybody. Look at that awesome, beautiful sunset going on in the distance with the various shades of orange and purple. Looks absolutely fantastic. Alright, I'm just going to remind everybody, if you wouldn't mind going ahead and clicking the like button on this video, and if you're new here, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications for the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. We have a goal of 25 subscribers by August the 1st. That is 6 days away, and we are at 22. We only need 3 more, ladies and gentlemen. 3 more. Please, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I would greatly appreciate it, and you'd really be helping me out to get to that 25 subscriber goal. That way we can throw up a celebratory stream. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to be doing yet. I have 2 things in mind. 2 things in mind. Not sure which one we're doing yet, but the celebratory stream looks like it's probably going to be happening on Sunday. So keep a lookout for that, and that's only going to happen, like I said, so as long as we reach our 25 subscriber mark. Only 3 to go. We'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much, everybody. Also, if you see up top there as well, you can follow me on Instagram at flywithmb_in-between. That way you can be notified of whenever I schedule a stream. If you're not subscribed on YouTube, you'll see any updates or anything I might post on Instagram in regards to my streams. They will be listed there. Just in case I need to postpone a stream or cancel one, you'll be notified on Instagram. You'll be able to tell. Alright, let's jump back into the flight deck real quick so I can just make sure that we are all on track. We'll come up here as well and we will get our dome lights turned off just to kind of give us a little bit of a darker environment. There we go. We can turn down the brightness of our screens just a tad. Just a little bit. Still looking absolutely good. Let's come over here and check out our flight plan and still make sure we are good to go. 244 miles to go until we hit Zurich. Looks like we'll probably be there in about a half hour on the nose. So just about 8:30 p.m. Eastern time if you're on the East Coast. And if you're not, well, you can figure out the math for exactly what time that'll be in your neck of the woods. But coming over here to the left side view, looking again at the beautiful sunset as we leave the Paris area, flying towards the darkness, which means that sunset isn't going to be lasting too much longer. We should be landing in the dark in Zurich. You can see the stars starting to poke their way through as well. Especially as we get higher and higher, you will see the stars start to peak more and more. Jump back in the cockpit real quick just to make sure we are doing well, which we are. That needs to be updated because we're going up to 330. Alright, everything's looking good, ladies and germs. Alright, just for now, we can tune down the game sounds and put in some music. It's getting darker and darker. Let's get inside the cockpit because I don't believe we need to have our beacon lights on any longer. So let's go up here. We can turn the beacon lights off for now just to give everybody a little bit of rest on their eyes. Let's go take a look back outside the airplane. Our strobes are still on. We'll keep the strobes on for now. Looks really pretty, yes it does. We are heading towards the darkness though. As you can see, looking, if you don't have your brightness turned all the way up, if depending on what you're viewing the stream on, whether it be if you're looking at your phone, you'll see that we are really, like you said, or like I said, starting to get into the darkness. We are at our cruising altitude now. I actually think we have it backwards. I think our strobe lights come off at this altitude and our beacons stay on. Am I correct? You know, I'm kind of liking the way it sounds with the music off, so I think we're just going to turn the music off here and turn the volume all the way up, because I think the sound of the engines roaring in the background with the darkness is actually the best. Get back inside the flight deck here, and let's just take a look at everything and make sure. 177 miles to go, which means we'll be descending shortly already. They want us to enter in our destination data. No problem. We can do that. Let's go over to our destination. Let's come over here and get a look at our weather. Looks like in Switzerland we're looking at 30.03 in the air pressure, and winds are coming in 290 at 6. Temperature 23, so it's 30.03. Go enter that in. Temperature is coming in, like we said, at 23 degrees Celsius. Alright. Winds are coming in from a direction of 290 at 6 knots. So we'll go ahead and plug that in. 290 at 6. Alright. Looking good. Perfect. Get over to our flight plan here. Let's calculate when they want us to start descending. Yeah. Sync our current altitude in. Sync our speed in. Target altitude. Let's have a look. We actually need to grab that right quickly. Looking like it's 6,000. So let's come over here. Target altitude is going to be 6,000 feet. Angle, vertical speed, 2,000 feet per minute. It's saying 99 miles before our destination, but we are going to let it go a little bit more than that. We are actually going to do... We'll start descending at about 110, 150 nautical miles out, like I said, just to give us plenty of time. Going down to 6,000 feet, just to make sure that we don't put ourselves in a situation of where we are going to be, like I said, too fast on approach or too high. And that's just something that we ultimately want to avoid. But look at that, we are going further into the darkness, and the stars are starting to pop out more and more. Alright, let's get back into the flight deck here, because I have a feeling we are going to need to start descending soon. 145 miles out from Zurich, Switzerland. Look at that, so dark out there. Can't see a thing. Getting darker and darker. Stars look so cool too. Up here at this height with not a lot of light pollution that gets up here out here, the stars are really popping. We will be arriving in probably about 25 minutes. 20 minutes at the least. Going to be starting our descent shortly, which means we're going to come over here and we are actually already going to start slowing the airplane down. So we're going to bring this into managed mode, get this into speed, and get us tuned down to a nice cool 250 knots for the descent. You can see our engines now starting to spool down. And once we hit 250 knots, we will start our descent. Let's get 6,000 plugged in on our autopilot. Start descending at 115 miles. Alright, let's get this plugged into our mode ourselves, and let's get this down to 2,000 feet per minute, down to 6,000 feet. We have started our descent. Once we get below a certain altitude, we will turn our wing lights on as well. The wing will be a lot more lit up, give some contrast to the darkness out there. But don't the lights look super cool? All the way up here, being this late at night, everything really looks so much more lit up down there, and it just looks absolutely fantastic. jump back into the flight deck. We're probably going to need some spoilers to help us out, so we'll put a notch of spoiler down. Just to keep our speed under control as we descent. That's one of the big important factors of any descent, obviously, is keeping your speed under control. And that's one that I tend to forget about sometimes when I am talking to everybody or admiring the view from one of our wing views. I always forget to monitor our speed during our descent, and you know, never want to forget to do that, but I do it quite often. Does it look too dark? Whoever's watching, can you tell me, does it look too dark on your screen? I don't think it does. I mean, this is exactly what it would look like in real life if we were flying at this altitude at this time of the night. So, I mean, I don't think it's looking too dark at all. "93 miles to go. Be arriving in another 14 minutes. Yep, we slowed down, so that was to be expected. Should be a really nice arrival into Zurich in Switzerland. I've never done a arrival into Zurich at all, let alone a nighttime arrival, so this will be pretty interesting, if I do say so myself. Just passing below 24,500 feet. 85 miles to go until we reach our destination. About another 13 minutes to go, everybody. 13 minutes. And thank you everybody who's came to watch me this afternoon, spending now your evening, your early evening with me. Greatly appreciate it. Words can't express enough how much I appreciate everybody that takes time out of their day to watch me when I stream. Just want to throw this up there before we land. Just want to remind everybody to hit the like button on the video, click subscribe, and turn on notifications for the channel. Looking for a goal of 25 subscribers by August 1st. So we have 6 days to gain 3 more subscribers until we hit 25. We are so close. I really do not want to stall out and not hit the 25 mark by the time August 1st comes. So please, if you're new here and you're just tuning in for the first time, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It would mean a lot to me, and it would be great to have everybody here along with us on our journeys. About to land in Zurich, Switzerland in just a few moments. As always as well, you can see in the top left-hand corner there, you can follow me on Instagram at fly_with_MB on Instagram. There you will see updates of whenever I am going to go live before a stream is actually scheduled, and just maybe some other content that I might post as well. So please check out the Instagram as well, and consider following to receive more stream news as we go along here. Gonna get back in the flight deck now. Just about to go below 20,000 feet, 73 miles to go. Look at that, now we're starting to go below the cloud layer, so it's probably going to get especially dark soon, going below the clouds and no longer seeing the sunset there. But more and more lights are coming to life below us, starting to light up more as we get closer. Alright, we're going to get our wing lights turned on now as well. Now when we take a look outside, we'll be able to see the wing a lot more. There it is. That's what we're talking about now, just so everybody can see the aircraft now. Same thing with the other side. You see the light pollution as well coming up below the clouds underneath us. Looks like we're flying over a populated area. One thing I'm wondering is about the terrain in front of us. The terrain radar is not operating currently on this version of the FlyByWire A320, so I won't be able to use the terrain radar. So hopefully we won't be running into any mountains here. I'm not anticipating that's going to be the case. I'm just hoping. Fingers crossed, everybody. Just passing below 16,000 feet, 58 miles to go on our way to Zurich, Switzerland. We'll throw in a little bit more speed brake as well, just to keep ourselves slowing down. Don't want to be too fast here, as I've said a few times now. $53 miles to go, passing through 14,000 feet. Just came out of standard altitude mode now and got our Q&H reset. Coming down just below 12,000 feet now for 6,000 as we start to make our approach into Zurich. going below 10,000 feet now, which means our landing lights need to come into the on position, and our nose wheel needs to come into the takeoff position as well. Ooh, that's extra bright now. Holy moly. Not so bad on this side. Below a cloud layer right now, looking good. Here we go. We can see some things starting to come to life now. Looks like we got some fields down there. Looks like some tennis courts or something like that. There's the airport over there. Perfect. Turn our approach mode on now. Get our LS mode on as well. Start slowing the airplane down some more. Flaps 1 coming up. Flaps 2. slowing the airplane down some more. Flaps 3. Auto throttle doing our speed management for us once we reach our targeted speed. Go, starting our left-hand turn now to line up with the runway. Flaps full. There's our runway right in front of us.
$2,500.
2,500 feet. All right, everybody, enjoy the arrival into Zurich, Switzerland. Thank you, everybody who has joined me. Our first nighttime arrival. Really exciting. Really looking forward to buttering this landing for everybody. Let's hope I can make that happen. We'll come over here as well to our replay function, and we will delete that one. Delete this first replay. Start another sequence. Everybody enjoy the arrival. Landing gear coming down as well. Thousand feet, we'll go to my control and we'll get her in. I'm saving all of the wing views for the replay just in case anyone's wondering.
$1,000.
My control.
500. 400. 300. 200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
Welcome to Zurich, everybody. Start slowing down and take our first turn off right here. Welcome to Switzerland, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, we will take a pause right here and get our replay going. Alright, taking a pause right here, like I said. Setting the parking brake, putting our spoilers down so we don't have an issue. We will hit stop. We will hit play. We will put this forward just a little bit. There we go. First view. Look at that scenery coming over. Alright, that was view number 1. Let's get us reset up here and pause that, bring us back a little bit, and get a different view of our arrival into Zurich. We'll get this view here. Alright, we are going to do one more review, ladies and gentlemen, and that'll be our swan song for the evening. Thank you again for everybody who came and joined me today. Greatly appreciate everybody who shows me support. Means the world to me. I can't say it enough, so we are just going to leave it with a view coming in at our nose. So we will get this out of here. We'll get up top, and we will get a nice view coming in from our nose. There we go. Enjoy, everybody. Thank you for joining me. As always, really appreciate all of you for tuning in every stream. Really appreciate it. Enjoy this last view. Follow me on Instagram for the next announcement of my next stream, and I will catch you all later. Good night, everybody, and take care.